Hello and welcome to the show. My guest today is Johnson from Essential Health Physio. Johnson, thank you for joining me on the show today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Daniel.
For those that don't know you, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I come from actually a background overseas. I originally come from Hong Kong and come to Australia about 15 years ago to study. And I've got like two sisters who were studying here already at that time. And so that's why I come to Australia to study. And so I was, after I graduated as a physio in University of Queensland, I went up to Central Queensland to work a bit. And then decided to move back to Brisbane, and then I was working up towards the Moreton Bay area, the north side of Brisbane, and after half a year later I decided I prefer to live in south side of Brisbane more, so I moved towards this side of town, and so that's why I'm working towards the Logan region now.
Okay, cool. What drives you to work in the industry?
So I guess since I was young, I like to get involved with helping people. I was doing a lot of volunteer work and just looking to communicating and talk to other about what can I do to help more with other people, and health industry probably one of the good things that we can do with interacting with someone else and looking into our own ability to promote health and promote how people can have a better quality of life. And when I first come to Australia, actually I was planning to study vet, but my sister did that study already, so I choose a different professional. And my friend wanted to do physio. I wasn't sure what physio was about, and I talked to him and understand more about what physio can do and help other people, like with pain or getting better mobility, or maybe people have better quality of life and just regain some goals. So that's how I went into physio, and so far have been probably working for about 11 years now. I still like it and still learning a lot from others.
That's great. What suburbs do you work in?
So currently I go to a few different locations. My main area that I'm based in is called Shallow Park, and the other area is Drillwell. Basically it's beside a suburb called more people known as Calamvale. And some other place I do go to, for example, Rochdale South and also Mount Grafton as well, just to attend a medical center, and same as Acacia Ridge. Just going there maybe half a day a week. But again, Shallow Park and Drillwell are the location that I'm mainly based at.
Do you work at any hospitals?
Not at this moment. I used to work in Royal Brisbane Hospital 1 day a week, and also I was working in Rockhampton Hospital as well. So because my profession and also the work I'm doing now is to focus on what I can do for the business itself, and also helping people in a different way, and hopefully we can develop some kind of different kind of physio service that maybe can help people a bit more. So that's my long-term goal.
Mm-hmm. Always good to have long-term goals. Who is your target audience?
Yeah, so I see a lot mainly adult, like anyone above 18 years old, teenager as well, about 18 years old to anyone. I've seen patient 99 years old before too. Anyone suffer from, for example, pain, or if they have difficulty moving around. I see people with dizziness that affect their function as well. Anyone that they think that they have got pain or they have flexibility issue, someone that they want to improve their function, and someone who suffer from any discomfort, we can help them with. So that's the people who we normally see most.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to change this question just slightly. Are you more busy in summer due to more sports happening in summer, or are you just busy all the time?
Yeah, we can be busy all year round, but there are some quieter time, like during the year. For example, when during the school holiday and or after the Christmas time, like in the early January, that time normally it's get a bit quieter. people are away and people will be happier. They're not thinking about so much of what injury they've got. They're enjoying their life a bit more. So and then after when people come back from holiday, then it can get a bit busier because people then may want to focus, go back to life and then do something to help themselves, and maybe then they will need to find physio at that time.
Mm-hmm. What's the, again, when I added a question to this, what's the biggest sports injuries that you usually see? Is it usually contact sports like rugby, or is it?
Yeah, I think the most common sports is it will be shoulder and ankle injury.
Yeah.
Like people have a ankle sprain, or people have a they maybe a lifting injury. They it can range from a teenager to a older population, like anyone above 65 years old, because they go to gym or they lift something. Like, so not so much sports itself actually, but sports related will be to gym because they're lifting something too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ankle will be when people playing or they any type of sports like rugby or any type of football that can cause ankle injury.
What are the 3 biggest myths in the human body?
Yeah, I guess there are a few of them, but one of the things is what we call it misalignment, or things get misplaced or displaced. So we know that the body is held by a lot of strong ligament and muscles as well. So one of the things that we thought that can happen is, okay, something get out of place, or certain part of them is a bit out of place than the other because of certain activity. But actually it doesn't work that way. Like our body doesn't go out of place, but we know that like people can suffer with pain and or suffer with an injury because maybe some imbalance. So certain muscle group become a bit tighter, a bit weaker. And then the second thing is about human body is like how capable the body can heal. So we know that not uncommon, people have a ACL injury, have a rupture, or they have a some kind of, for example, elbow tendon tear. So they sometimes seek out things that we need to have surgical to repair it. But we know that with human body is very capable of healing. So for example, there are good research to show us now with ACL rupture, there is a chance that for the ACL actually repair itself. And so surgery is actually not required in that case. And similar speaking, with shoulder injury or shoulder pain, some people can have a what we call bursitis. So because of the body is very capable of healing, so if you have the appropriate management program for it, like a more invasive type of treatment like injection is quite often is not necessary for it. Yeah. So and then the other probably myth is like similar to the first one, misalignment, is the ligament difference. So we know that anyone within 2 centimeters of ligament difference is quite normal actually. So we don't consider that something we need to try to actively treat. So quite often we, or in the past, we consider, okay, a lot of things can be problematic, but nowadays when more research show us that we don't actually need to be too concerned of it. Your body is very capable or to adapt what you want to do with it.
Okay, I've got another question for you. So with ACL is probably like the biggest injury in the body. Would you say 50% of the time it requires surgery, or it depends on how big the tear is?
It depends. So if you talk to different health professionals, there is a bit different opinion. But for example, they have done a good research study in the especially last 5 to 10 years has come out a lot more research studies to show about if someone don't go through an ACL reconstruction and just do a rehabilitation program, what the outcome will be like. So what they've looked into is the athletic population in the 5 years, 10 years and 20 years time, to look into in long-term wise, is there any difference in their function? Is there any different in their pain? Is there any different of the risk of having further injury or arthritis? And what they found, the pain-wise, is in long term, if you do a good rehab, there's not much difference there. Function-wise, the people who can return to sport, will be the same whether they do surgery or not. There are some population just don't respond with conservative management, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then the third one is long-term arthritis. We know that whether you do surgery or not doesn't prevent you getting more arthritis, and same as any further meniscus injury. So this is kind of a myth as well. So surgery is not necessarily improve the outcome in long term, and also the function as well. So but we know that in some population wise, they may not respond well in conservative management. They may end up needing surgery. So I wouldn't exclude that completely, but conservative management can be as good. So we know based on the research study done in overseas, they use athletic population. What they looked into was 3 months and 6 months of training. So if people have gone through a rehabilitation program, they will know in about 3 months time frame, 4 months time frame, whether they're responding or not. And if they have done a conservative management first and then they go through a surgery after that, there is no detrimental or there's no disadvantage of that. So what that tells us is you can do rehab first, and if you don't end up well or not good enough, then you can consider surgery. You're not going to get any bad or secondary outcome from it.
Very interesting. It's now time for the 3 wishes segment. Johnson, if you had 3 wishes right now, what would you wish for?
Yeah, I guess my wishes would be a bit more magical. So for example, one of them, I wish that we all have a door that we can just open and travel to somewhere else. So save us time for sticking in the traffic, especially in the capital city. You can be stuck on traffic for half an hour, 1 hour time, and you rather spend more time with your family and friends. So the second wish is, I wish we all have the ability to see someone that we want to see anytime. So especially if someone that we had in the past that we may regret and want to see again, for me is my grandpa. I admire him. And then I guess the third one is just I wish all of us will be more willing to understand and listen to each other a bit more. So I think it's better for this world when we communicate a bit better. There'll be less conflict, and the world will be in a happier place.
Great answers. It's now time for Plug Away. This is where my guests get to plug their business or themselves. Johnson, where, when, and how can people find you?
Yeah, so then thank you for that. So you can find me on the website, look into our information on Essential Health Physiotherapy. You can Google that online or look into www.essentialhealthphysio.com.au. We also have a business account, business Facebook account now. You can look us up on the Facebook. And you can see us on different locations in the Shalapa and Jewel area. And if you do need help, we're there for you. And you can, if you have any concern, you can always give us a call to discuss what help you need before making a booking as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that information. Johnson, thank you for joining me on the show today. Thank you very much for your time and for this fascinating chat. And I really hope my listeners have enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more content. We will see you on the next audio adventure. Until then, it's goodbye for now.